So he went downstairs and he occupied his mom and dad and everything. And I'm like, listen, I'm committed. My integrity is still in. I said I was going to meet you at this time. So it ain't this time. So she going back to sleep. She's going to take a bath. She's going to relax, unwind, try to sober up. So I finally came out at the appointed time that I agreed to. I won't be punished because you're early. I don't have to see you right now, ma'am. So I go, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is starting out a little different than I thought.
Yeah, it gets horrible. It's not good.
So
she was in a chokehold at the end of the night. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. But no.
You sure?
Well, I mean, I ain't trying to catch that case. I actually avoided it. No, so I finally come out. And it may seem to be finally to her because she's early. She's not tardy for the party, and neither am I. So I go outside, and the first thing she says when she lays eyes on me the first time is, "Oh, she does exist."
Oh.
Ooh, somebody better call my mom.
That was the first thing she said?
That was the first thing she said. Oh, she does exist.
I would have been like, yes, I do.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my God. I was like, yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yes. How are you?
Great,
Okay.
nice.
I'm glad
Very
that you
nice.
came early. I wish I was ready for you. I wish I was, ready, but I didn't expect you so early. But I'm glad you came early. Thank you for waiting. I just wanted to make sure that I got the things done that I was supposed to get done before I met you. Like my agenda, the stuff I had, the shit that was on this. No, just kidding.
Shower.
Sleep, shower, sober up.
Morning. It's too much.
Okay, so then after that, so now we're in Miami. We're having a good time. I walk out the hotel. We're on, I can't think of the street, now you know it. I think it was Ocean Drive. We're on, wherever Mango's, the street that Mango is on. And I think it was, so we're just like having these like cocktails because really Miami makes you feel like you're on vacation, like you're in the Caribbean somewhere because it's like, so you've got these crazy cocktails and stuff like that. So of course I'm consistent. I get my wine. Everybody's got their cocktails and everything. So we're just sitting there to make a plan of where we're about to go to eat.
With his mom.
His mom and his dad.
So they're having cocktails too.
They're having cocktails too. The four of us are having cocktails.
Okay.
Now let me just true. Here we go. Now, the experience of the father was really cool. Like, he saw me. He was excited. He, like, even picked me up. I was like, okay, all right. Like, he was nice. Okay. And she's like, put her down. She was, it was just like I've always had great experiences with guys that I've dated, family, children. It's it's
odd to have a bad experience. Like a first one, especially.
Right.
So we decide on the vegan restaurant, and that's because obviously I'm vegan. But I was still open.
All these wrenches in there.
But here's the thing. They were supposed to be open to this. Like, he had already cleared that. Like, we were going to go to a vegan.
Okay.
So they were forewarned about that, and they knew that this is one of my favorites. So now we get to the vegan restaurant. Shit is tasty. This food, I'm telling you, meat eaters are licking the plates. She didn't enjoy what she had. So I'm like, okay, I'm still trying it. This is my man's mama. I don't want a case. Number one, I don't have a record. And more importantly, this is my man's mama. She is very important to him.
Of course.
Okay. I respect that because my mother and your mother and everybody's mom and dad and family, we're all on the same page. So I'm like, I'm just dealing with this. So now the next step is Whole Foods, because the plan was, my thing to break the ice was through my food. So I said, babe, let me cook for your fam. Let me cook for us, the four of us. He was like, all right. So he was like my sous chef, and we're in Whole Foods, and they agreed to have me cook for them. So now we're in Whole Foods, and they have their summer home nearby, So we were going there to stay overnight and hang out with them. So it was really cool, right? And so we're in Whole Foods now. Can anybody tell me who the chef was?
You was the chef because you're cooking.
Does anybody know who knows the recipes? Does anybody know who knows what spices she might need? Right?
Yeah.
oh, you don't need to get that. I've got tons of spices. And there are specific things that I have created for this recipe that I didn't travel on a plane with because I knew there was a Whole Foods here.
Why they go in the grocery store with y'all? Why you ain't going to the grocery store by yourself?
Oh, that wasn't happening.
Yeah,
That wasn't
y'all fat because y'all had just ate dinner and now you about to cook. But what's this the next day?
We're morbidly obese because we about to eat again. No, honey, that was lunch.
Okay.
2 minutes later, it's dinner time.
She went in with
So
you.
she went in. It was just so I got past that. Now we're at the destination. Okay, I clean up, get on my cooking stuff, cover my head, and do all the stuff I do before I'm preparing a meal. He does the same thing, and they're like kind of like watching us in the kitchen interact and chopping and stuff away. And so then she calls her son, like her and her husband were looking at, like, I don't know, maybe Facebook, maybe pictures from the phone. They were looking on the phone and they brought up this woman and this man, a friend of theirs, a mutual friend. The guy apparently was an older guy who only dates bombshells.
Okay.
So the mom does this. Let's just say the guy name, we'll make up a name, Ricky. Oh, look, Ricky's got another bombshell. Look at the picture of these two. And then she calls my fiance, hey, fiance, because I'm not mentioning any names. Hey, fiance, look at Ricky. He's got another bombshell. He's like, oh, wow, she's cute. That's not the kind of girl you marry. That's just the kind of girl you date. So she was saying, because I'm a bombshell, I would be considered to them, because when she because she had already seen me on Facebook. What is she, a diva? Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she
She's
sounds
got
like one too, actually.
an old diva. It was just horrible.
Old diva.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, it was crazy. I mean, I'm like, if you don't get this constipated woman out of my face before I said, well, guess what? He doesn't have that to worry about. Like now I'm like, babe, I know you. I have none of my friends, but if they were watching me, they would not understand who I was being, allowing all these blows. You know what I'm saying? So I had to step in to save my own mental space. You know, so it was just crazy. It was just one thing after the other, and she was just like, you know, she didn't want us to get married, and so he's like, I can't believe, no, babe, I'm telling you, my family, my mom's not racist. I said, well, does she know me?
Well, wait a minute. Was she Jewish? Are they Jewish?
No.
Okay.
No.
They're Jewish. Okay.
No. They lived in Maine. What is it, 2 black people in Maine?
Yeah.
So we got past all of this. I'm like, okay, he's like, just give it a shot. Just come down to Thanksgiving with me in Maine. I said,
Wow.
boy, bye. You think I'm going to go to, your mama clearly doesn't like me.
Tell me you went though.
No, ma'am. Let me tell you why I did go.
Lobsters out there.
I know. Oh, she don't eat lobster.
Oh.
Right.
No wonder you didn't go.
And I'll have a private conversation about lobster
Okay.
after we're not filming, because I definitely gonna protect the name of the innocents. So listen, so I'm like, no, I didn't go because number one, I had such a bad experience. There's 2 black people on record who even live in Maine, and she's racist. And when you and your dad go off to hunt,
You was
and you come back,
Yeah.
no ma'am, and you come back and you're like, hey, where's Conda? Well, no, I thought she went with you, and I'm hung on a tree. No, ma'am.
Lord.
I'm telling
Pushing
you,
that a little far.
baby, no. She had me feel that way.
Oh, that's
My experience was real. It was like, no, ma'am, I am not doing that. So it just ended crazy. But you know, but you can meet good people on Match.com. Match, send me my check, honey. I have promoted you tonight. But no, you can meet good people, because he was a great person. He was very nice. He was very great. He was. We got along very well. It was nice, and unfortunately, his mom was racist. So that was my experience.
Yeah, that's totally different than mine. Mine's always
Totally.
been really different. Like my parents have been really open, and the people I've dated, they've been very. It just hasn't ever been an issue. You know?
Yeah, that's
But
good.
I would think that the person you're dating would also have a similar attitude that their family has.
And that's my thing. So one time I'm listening to him on the phone. His mom calls, and I don't know what she's saying, but he's like, "But Mom, she's the best thing that ever happened to me." I'm like, "Boy, how old are you? If you don't hang up that phone," I'm like, "Oh, just give her a shot." And I said, "Babe, you know what? I know." Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And so I'm like, "Well, babe, at the end of the day, you know, what are you gonna do?" Cause like we're beyond grown. We're not even 18. We're not 21. We're not 30. We're grown. We're in our 40s. So at one point, are you gonna, you know, allow your penis to erect? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you know, if I had advice on, you know, interracial dating, no matter if you're black, white, Asian, or whatever, first of all, talk to your parents and like, "Hey, Mom, are you open if I decide to date an Asian girl or an Asian guy or a white guy or a black girl? Like, are you open to that? Check that shit out first."
Right.
Because he had no clue. He's like, no, my mom's not racist. I'm like, okay, she's the other thing then, whatever that is, because it appears that she's racist. You know? So I would say check in with your family, because not everybody, I mean, seriously, we all have an uncle or aunt somewhere in our family that will not, you know, we're not going to get rid of racism. That's not going bye-bye.
Yeah, that's
So there's somebody in our family that won't approve if you decide to date outside of your race. So you need to just do some checking in.
About that?
You don't care about
uncle, mom and dad.
It's mom and dad, but I'm just saying. But yeah, that's true. But if you have a close, tight knit family, and your uncle is like your dad, and your aunt's like, and so they're going to be involved. They're going to be in the wedding, help support the wedding. They're going to be there when the boy comes home and the girl. You know, you just want to kind of check in with the people who are significant: mom, dad, children, if you have children. And stuff like that, like vet that shit out.
Yeah, it's important. It is important.
And I didn't even think to do that because I was not even on that. I was just on the dating site, you know, looking to date somebody and to hopefully.
Well, you found somebody. That's the part that really sucks, is that you guys connected, and then to have outside forces end it is, you know, that totally sucks. But anyway. You should know. You know, check in with your man and see if they know about his family. You know, like, hey, are your family cool with this? You know, and
exactly.
He should know,
like, because you grow up around that. Yeah. You grow up and you hear slide remarks or.
And because I feel like was it his first time dating a black woman?
No, it was his second
like
time or something.
He's done it before, and so he should have got feedback from the previous time, you know?
Yeah. And he was able to date someone before, but there's that, and then there's me. You know what I'm saying? So I could see where she looked at me, not knowing me, not knowing my financial situation or anything like that. She could see me because she's online, so she's seeing me with Chanel bags. She's seeing me traveling. She might have been thinking her son was funding that. And although he was a very, very generous and good boyfriend, I mean, everybody comes to the table with what they come to the table with. So she had made up a whole story about me. What is she, a diva? You know what I'm saying? Like that. So she could have been in protecting her her son from me. She could have been in that like mama bear space, like this video vixen. So that's what I'm thinking maybe. But then he told her that I said, baby, he's like, I told her all that. I'm like, I had this Louis Vuitton luggage before I even met you. I had this, that, and that. So I don't know.
Now that's a really good point, because I have a story similar to that. In terms of a mother looking from the outside in and assuming that her son is funding you when that's not the case. And now that you said that could have very well been the whole issue.
Could have been.
Because I've experienced something like that. A guy that I was dating. Now, of course, I said I have not dated outside of my race. So it wasn't anything like that. But the guy that I was dating, he was like basically staying with me. I had my own place. and he was kind of like living with me or whatever. And we were going to the same school. He would ride with me back and forth in my car, ride with me back and forth to school. We were in college, and I don't know what his mom thought, but I was feeding him because I was cooking, so he was eating my food, all this stuff. So anyway, he took me on a trip. He said, hey, you know, we're going to go out of town. I don't even want to mention where. But anyway, he's like, we're going to go out of town. We're going to go stay with my mom, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I went and did it. You know, so for like the first time in like 2 years, he was like treating me to something. And like we were there and he was shopping, bought me some shoes, like some gym shoes and stuff. Like little small stuff. Took me to lunch or whatever. It was like, okay.
He's showing off. He's showing off.
I've been waiting for that. Yeah. So I guess in her mind, oh, he's funding me, taking me on trips, buying me stuff. Really? And it was like, woman,
your son is living with me.
Dang on near living with me because he's at my house 5 days a week because we're going back and forth to school every day. He's riding with me in my car using my gas, and I'm feeding him and cooking for him and buying food, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me?
Yeah.
I deserve him to tell me he's going to take me out of town and blah, 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 blah. We should have got a hotel. I agreed to stay with your mama to save you some money. You know, so it was one of those situations. And so I didn't know that she felt like that towards me. It wasn't until his graduation ceremony. She had came in town, and we were all at his grandma's house for his like graduation party. And she ended up calling me a gold digging hoe.
No way.
The mama.
What? Yes.
She got that ignorant oil inside of her.
Yes. And
girl,
cursed me out and just was like going on and on talking about how I'm using her son.
Her broke ass son.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's buying me this and buying me that.
Okay.
But me,
what a shock.
yes, it was such
what are you talking about?
And that was basically the end of it for us. So her mission was accomplished. He regretted it though, because even to this day, I've seen him recently, and you know, he's still trying to get back with me or whatever. But anyway, her mission was accomplished. Like, that was the end of it. It was kind of like no coming back from that, because I just felt like, why you didn't tell her that she was wrong?
Yes, and I feel like put your mom in check. Now, I'm about that life where I want I'm going to respect my man's mother. I'm going to respect him, period. I'm going to. But at the end of the day, don't let, I'm not like a Bible buff, but somewhere in the Bible it says, and I could be, please Christians, please, if I get it wrong, please don't comment below about this. I might be getting this wrong, but there's somewhere in the Bible, I've been drinking. Okay, so there's somewhere in the Bible where it says a man shall leave his mom and cling to his wife or something like that.
Okay.
In other words, when you have a woman or a man, that is your family. Not that your parents aren't, but it's something significant about we are one now.
You stand up to your family if they're causing
absolutely
when it's necessary, right? When it's so out of line, you know, that
especially because you gotta go home, you gotta come home with
not every
me.
Little thing, you know, like I don't think
right,
like
not every little
no,
thing.
No.
When it's necessary, absolutely.
When it's necessary, you gotta have my back.
Yeah,
you have to. Wow. Now, speaking of this guy living with you, could you take care of a guy if you got a guy living with you? And obviously he needed to get on his feet. I'm pretty much answering my question. You would be open to supporting and helping a man, obviously, because you allowed him to live with you. Could you do that
But you were in school, right?
I was in school. But what was the rest of your question? But could you do that?
But at this point right now, she like,
no,
bitch, that was then. Let me tell you about who I am now.
Yeah. That was sneakers,
right. So it wasn't regular college age. Like, it wasn't that we were 20, 21. We were older. Because I had went away to college and then came back and then went back to college. So we were like maybe 24, 25. Okay. So even now, in terms of can I support a man, it depends on the man. it depends on my situation with the man. It depends on how he feels about me. If I feel that man loves me and is totally into me, it makes me just feel like I can lose myself in him, then absolutely I would support him. He could be with me, and if I'm the breadwinner, fine. I will pour back into him until he gets on his feet or whatever. But again,
he has to get on his feet, and you would support that journey.
I would support the journey as long as I can. As long as he's giving me something.
What you need. Whatever that may be.
Whatever it is that I feel like is filling me up. It doesn't have to be money.
No.
As long as I'm
whatever that
getting
is.
that, I will support him. His journey. Everything.
What about you, Kels?